You have a long list of things to deal with. Check dry eye symptoms off with Refresh Relieva PF Extra Lubricant Eye Drops, offering an advanced formula to soothe and hydrate your dry eyes. Refresh Relieva PF Extra includes moisture-locking technology that prevents further irritation and gives you lasting relief. You deserve relief from your dry eye symptoms, and your eyes deserve extra. Find Refresh online or in the eye drop section at all major retailers. FSA and HSA eligible.
It's Wednesday night after a long day, and the last thing you want to do is cook dinner from scratch. But you still want a satisfying, tasty meal without the guilt? Enter your freezer's sidekick, Cauliflower. From thin and crispy cauliflower crust pizzas to all-natural white meat chicken tenders and more, Cauliflower is gluten-free always, satisfies every craving, and is ready in minutes. Cauliflower is available in freezer aisles nationwide. Visit eatcauliflower.com/where-to-buy to find a store near you.
Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers Podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. We are doing something different. I think, Rodrigo, this podcast is cursed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, we created a podcast called Critical Hit, and then someone came in and basically took the name and changed a letter and skyrocketed to the moon. And then we did 2 years of a game called Punch All Nazis, and then we wound up with our current administration.
Yeah.
And now we're playing a game called Monster Wrangler, and Pokimane is blowing up all over the socials again.
Well, Pokimane blows up all over the socials all the time, though.
Yeah, but it just so happens to be today, the day we're recording our first episode of Monster Wrangler. Tell me this show is not cursed.
I mean, totally.
The show is not cursed.
Definitely, we're tapped into the ether in some way.
What nonsense is blowing up today?
Pokimane.
Yes, that's very, very broad.
Pokimane the streamer is what you're saying.
Yeah, not Pokemon.
Right. Yeah. Pokemon, of course, is from...
Pokemon is how it's supposed to be pronounced because her name is Amon, but everybody read it as Pokimane, so she just... That's what her... Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, she's a streamer.
Anyway,
don't worry about it.
We're playing Monster Wrangler. Yeah, we're playing Monster Wrangler, a game as close to Pokemon without violating an IP.
Yeah,
as far as we're aware. Monster Wrangler.
As far as we're aware.
Yeah. This may be your last episode of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens when the lawyers get involved. Brian, what is Monster Wrangler besides what the generalized joke we just made?
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of what it is. It's a world where monsters and humans coexist. Well, maybe not but exist within the same world, with varying degrees of animosity or friendship. We in this game, it's set in the Chozu region, where long ago the Great Majul Empire was sweeping across this continent, I suppose, with an army of robots. But one nation, Amoria, was able to halt that rise through training monsters for battle, and ultimately help contribute to the downfall of that Majul Empire. And as such, monster battles have become a beloved pastime in the centuries since. And that's where we're at today in the nation of Amoria, outside their capital, Dester, where a recent new batch of graduates that have passed the official monster wrangling training that's administered by the Amateur Monster Battler Associations. No, there's already 2 A's in there. Don't need of Amoria, maybe. But anyways, there's quite a lot of to see a new batch of wranglers and their chosen pets. Some they may have acquired on their own. Some of them picked up within the ranch here where these proceedings are taking place. Who would like to introduce their character here within this throng?
All right. My character is Narcissus Mandragora. He is a skinny kid of about 12, pale, has black hair, and his eyebrows kind of go up at the sides like little horns. And he dresses all in black. If he's expected to do some amount of like traveling or whatever, then he has like just a nice black jacket, black slacks, boots, maybe even gloves. Should I talk about my monster? Oh, Narcissus' family is famous. The Mandragora family is reputed to consort with dark entities and have strange powers. And he doesn't usually deny that. Should I talk about my monster?
Yeah.
My character's name is spelled NARCISSUS space MANDRAGORA. And
I had the first name almost right except for one letter.
Yeah. It's that double S is what'll catch you. And it is in fact too long for the form fillable sheet. So I wasn't able to like fit my whole character's name on it.
So yeah, Rodrigo, if you want to go ahead and describe your monster as well, that'd be great.
Narcissus hangs out with a monster named Cackles, who is a Syndro, which means it is a like crow made of like embers and like ash. It's always a little bit on fire, but kind of like internally, like there isn't like big gouts of flame or anything like that. It's just that it's like he always looks like, I don't know, the end of a cigarette. Like there's always like little points of light inside of it. It's pretty small. It's tiny, so I'm guessing it's like probably the size of like a house cat. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm saying that's huge for a crow, but small for a monster.
Yes,
might be about the right size for a crow.
Oh, well, there you go. And yes, it's called Cackles because it mostly makes sound that sounds like it's laughing. Quite a pair of these two.
Excellent. And is there anyone who's here at this procession to see you off?
Yeah, here to see Narcissus off is probably his father, Cedric Mandragora. A tall, thin man, also with dark hair and also with kind of pointy eyebrows on the sides. He is a very spooky guy and kind of the center of the Mandragora rumors. The family is very successful. It has like vineyards and it has its own monster ranch. And of course, there's lots of talk about maybe dark, spooky pacts being the source of its success. And again, the fact that the family prefers to dress in black and be all creepy style doesn't help things. I don't know if like Cedric has like a signature monster that he travels with. I'm going to say that if he does, it's probably not here right now.
Okay, fair enough. Yes. So yeah, your father's standing nearby, and it's like, well, you get to go off on a grand adventure. I hope you do the family proud and bring us plenty of new discoveries.
Yes, Father, thank you.
I wish you luck in your journey, son.
Thank you. I will make you proud, Father.
Okay, who else would like to talk about their character?
Toby is a slightly smaller than average 11-year-old boy. Dark, messy hair. Typically wearing mostly blue. With the classic... is it an association is the thing, right? What's the acronym?
It's the Amateur Monster Battle Association.
Yeah. So within a classic AMBA hat, standing next to him is, at about half his height, is a Fern Key, named Fern, because Toby is very creative with his naming. Fern Key is what you would imagine it is. It is a turkey that looks like a bush. With little branched antlers for some reason, apparently.
So it can have horn attacks.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's just like, that's an extra design choice. Sure.
It is.
I mean, it sets it apart from just being a plant turkey, so that's good.
That's valid. Like, I was
horn,
like, I was like, all right, let me grab this to see if there's anything like particularly remarkable about this that's not just plant turkey. And it's like, oh, it has antlers. Why didn't I like place this before?
Is this a monster you found, or is this one you obtained here at the ranch, or?
It has been obtained per association rules.
I'll say then most likely you probably just picked it out here at the ranch.
Yeah, that was the general plan.
Okay. And is there anyone who's here with you today?
Unfortunately, no. My mother has to keep the business running, so she cannot make it.
I see. That's too bad. Although there is, I would say, one person he would know here. Another kid who's very frequently seems to be looking your way and staring daggers at you. Occasionally, like running her thumb across her neck. She stares at you. Young woman with a purple mohawk, some piercings in her eyebrow, wearing like a heavy leather jacket with plenty of spikes. You know, this is Carrie Cork from your hometown, who for some reason really seems to dislike you. Although she hasn't made any moves to confront you here while at the ranch or during the Monster Wrangler training, she does seem to be very much out to get you. She seems like that. She has picked out a similarly weird bird-esque creature, almost reptilian, something that has some pretty nasty teeth and claws, despite its vaguely bird-like and slightly feathered appearance. And so she seems to be just very much eager to get the opportunity to introduce you and your pet to hers.
Toby is mostly oblivious to her.
Might have something to do with it. But, all right. And so who else is here in this crowd?
Samuel is here. Samuel is 10 years old, and he doesn't look like he's wearing the best of clothing. It's kind of dirty, and it's kind of showing some age, and maybe he hasn't had a bath recently, but, he seems fairly proud of himself as he stands there with his backpack. And in his backpack, something is moving around. It is his creature, but his creature Snickers only makes an appearance every so often. And it's called Snickers because you can hear a from inside the pack every once in a while. Samuel looks like he doesn't take too much guff off of people.
Well, I'd say currently talking to Samuel seems to be a uniformed police officer, pretty large guy, muscly, very much has like standard like push handle, mustache, aviator glasses, very cleft and prominent chin. And so he's talking to you. I was like, well, Samuel, you did real good. Glad we were able to get accommodations so you could get through the testing and everything. All right. I do want to wish you luck. I do just want to press that, this is really kind of your last chance here. Jez was willing to allow you some leniency and trying this pursuit to let you some freedom to join the Monster Battlers Association and make your way across the nation. But I want to wish you luck and, just advise again, do your best to stay out of trouble.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Perkins, but Sigma like me doesn't need to worry too much. I'm going to get into the tournament and I'm going to win big, Skibbity, I will.
Yeah. I'll assume those are good things.
As far as you know.
As far as I know. Do your best. Do try to keep up with your practicing on your reading and writing.
Oh, sure.
And again, good luck, kid.
Thank you.
I think that leaves Matthew's character for the introductions.
Yep. You will probably hear Garrick Fortnoy long before you see him because he is a little loudmouth. And Garrick actually used to live in what was kind of a bucolic, kind of farmy area. And some years ago, the Nemtech Corporation moved in and made a massive facility where they build specifically the stemosaurs. And if at this point it is in any way appropriate, and by appropriate I mean if no one stops him, which is pretty much the way Garrick always is, he's probably actually riding on the back of a stemosaur. 12 years old, he's got kind of a what I believe Rodrigo would call the blonde anime protagonist hair, but he's constantly talking. And if you get near him, you will know that the stemosaur is referred to as Battlin' Rexo, because Battlin' Rexo is the name that he keeps speaking over and over when he's kind of cutting imaginary promos, even when there's no one there to hear. He does talk a lot. I think I may have mentioned that. Probably sitting on the back of what looks to be a sort of kind of modified stemosaur, which is essentially kind of like a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a bladed tail and various accoutrements that spit fire and or steam. But this one, if you ever saw the cars that I drove before the age of 30, where maybe the doors don't match and maybe the wheels aren't quite straight, but everything's mostly working and the sound system's amazing, that's kind of the feel that you'll get from Battling Rexo. If you've seen a off the showroom floor stemosaur, you can tell that this one has kind of been kludged to life, maybe even possibly illegally kludged. It's kind of hard to tell. And across the front of his coat, he has 4 what look to be the teeth of stegosaurus just kind of on his coat, possibly for knifing purposes. But no one has actually seen those in action just yet.
Is there anyone here in the crowd with you?
No, and the reason for that is it's never been entirely clear whether or not Garrick's family knows he's here. There may have possibly been some finagling involved with his older brother. So,
I see. Very nice.
Yeah. So there is a chance that his parents think he's some sort of runaway.
Mm.
And by chance, I mean however that works within the framework of the story that you are telling.
I mean, I feel like it's probably not uncommon.
Mm-hmm. And his elder brother can fake an adult voice. Hello. Yes, my son should totally be there.
So, as you're gathered here, William Wentworth, the president of the Monster Battlers Association, looks to the crowd and says, I thank you all for coming here today to see off our young recruits as they start their grand adventure. And please give them all a round of applause. And the crowd applauds. And he then says, before we head off, though, let us have ourselves a little exhibition. I am sure these kids are very eager to see the monsters in action. So let's give them a little taste of the excitement that they will come to become familiar with in these coming days. And let's play a little round of Monster Ball. And so the president takes you over to a field looking very similar to a soccer field. In the center is a giant ball, seemingly made out of some sort of durable red rubber. And he says, okay, today we're going to try to play a game of Monster Ball. This is a game of my own devising, so rules are kind of in development. But I'm sure if we all play along, we'll have a good time. So generally, everyone, go ahead and line up your monsters on the field. And he quickly separates the 8 kids into 2 teams. And once you know it, all the player characters happen to be on one team on the right side of the field here. And so the objective is going to be to try to get the ball into the opposing team's goal. Your monsters can attack it to try to move it there. And first to 3 points wins, or until I think we've played long enough. And so basically, we're just going to try this. So basically, the monsters can attack the ball to move it. Every point of damage that you do is going to move the ball 1 space. It effectively has a defense of 0, so any success you roll would be a hit. And any additional successes you get, you can spend for raises as according to your move. To if you get an option to do additional damage, you can move the ball that much further. The ball can enter spaces with other monsters. It doesn't hurt them or anything, but if they do have their reaction available, they can then their opportunity attack to attack the ball and move it back the other way. And if it happens to be sharing a space with a monster, then you can target it without issue. Any questions?
Oh, I'm sure there'll be a ton as we get going.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, not a problem. And so, yep. I don't know if everyone's pretty much where they want to be, but you can pretty much position yourself anywhere on that right side of the field. And if everyone's ready, then go ahead and roll initiative. You basically and only worry about your monster's initiative for this particular exercise. So roll a single D10 and add your monster's speed value in accordance to a rolling mechanism that is not used pretty much at all throughout the rest of the system.
13.
9.
5.
I got a 7. Oh, Brian, I wanted to ask, is it
Yes.
possible for me to have retroactively use my warding ritual on my pet?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable that you would have.
Okay. So need to make a difficulty 1 knowledge occult mind roll. Okay, I got 4 successes. So it gains 1 ward plus 1 ward per spent raise.
So basically, you could give it 4 ward if you want. I don't know if there's anything else you really have options to spend raise upon in this particular.
No, not really. So basically, when an opponent makes a direct attack against it, if it has 1 or more wards, each time one of their dice would explode, the target instead loses 1 ward, and the die does not explode. Unused wards disappeared at the next sunrise. So basically, it has 4 explode insurance.
I see.
Nice.
Okay. You might do some kind of icon on your bird to signify that.
Okay. Let me see what we have. Surely there's some sort of like pentagram or something.
Okay.
I have one question, Brian.
Yes.
So for Rexo, my thing says health is 6 plus 4.
Like
is
the
that
4 in brackets.
10? Yeah.
The brackets is what it gets when it goes to an adult form.
Okay. So it would be 6. It would not be.
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
Ruby. Okay. So I know what I'm doing. Hooray. Sort of.
Yeah. Or I guess since you're a robot, it doesn't have an adult form. It's a
Right.
decrepit or I forget what the non-decrepit state is, but until basically you've had enough adventures to fix it up, it's
reconditioned.
Yeah, pretty much.
Refurbished. Yeah.
Refurbished.
Okay. So our strength
Pristine,
is
maybe?
So it's our health, right?
Yeah.
Okay, groovy. I can do that and be like, how does that work over there?
Am I able to use my command during my turn?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to use call out.
Well, what he's saying is you're going to go when your monster goes.
Oh, never mind.
And then you can use your command then, right?
Well, what does call out do exactly?
Until the start of this character's next turn, well, standard action, may command one of monsters within 60 feet to use a technique named by this character. Until the start of this character's next turn, the monster improves its success value by 1 when it uses the name technique.
Yeah, basically in a normal full battle, both Wranglers and monsters would roll initiative, but pretty much all the Wranglers would have a turn first, and then the monsters go. So, yeah, I'd say, Rob, go ahead. If you want to use that command, you can do so now before the monsters all go. And again, I'm just not bothering with the opposing Wranglers. So you all can just do whatever actions you want in whatever order before your monsters go in turn order.
Do we have any rage to start with?
Yeah, at the beginning of your turn, you get 2 rage.
Oh, yeah. I've got aggressive. Secondary traits. This character generates +2 rage on its first turn during combat.
Okay. So when your guy goes, and you're going to be the first to go here, he'll basically start with 4 rage right off the bat.
All right.
But yeah, like I say, first, before the monsters go, the Wranglers will have their opportunities to do any actions they have available.
I got an action too.
Okay. But Rob, you wanted to do a call out?
Yeah. Command toss call out. Command call out. I'm going to tell Fern to use toss up. So he gets a success value by... He improves its success value by 1 when it uses the name technique until my next turn.
Nice. Okay. All right. Rodrigo, you had one?
Narcissus will say, Cackle, bring forth the dark wind with a downdraft. And I'm commanding him to use. It's the same ability, so should get a bonus to use the downdraft on his
The
turn.
success value is increased improved by 1. Okay, and I guess there was one more rule I forgot to mention. So you can freely attack, opposing monsters. However, if any monsters are knocked out, then to keep things even, the one that also did the knocking out is also eliminated. So both the knocked out monster and the one that did the knocking out would be removed from the field, and the match will continue from there. So hopefully this doesn't end in a double knockout.
Actually, I kind of hope it does. But
Well,
That's
up to you
very
guys.
typical for a bunch of kids to just ignore the ball and have their monsters fight each other.
Yep.
I would also like to point out that that Fern is both annoying and the center of attention.
Okay. What are those abilities exactly?
Annoying, monsters without this trait that begin their turns within 15 feet of one or more characters with this trait gain +1 rage and ignore any commands they are given until the start of their next turn.
Oh,
I
shoot.
don't have to worry about it then. I wish you had told me that before.
I forgot about that part.
That's okay. I'll take the rage.
And center of attention, opponents within 30 feet worsened by 1 the success value of any attacks that they do not target this character or include it in the affected area. I'm a tank.
Fair enough.
Oh, dang.
Well, I feel like that's going to even further justify what might happen. Okay.
I see.
Where do
Mistakes may have been made.
All right. But, so if that's all the Wrangler actions, we'll move on to monster turn. And so, Matthew, it looks like you are at the top of the initiative. Sorry, not Matthew. That's Steven's monster. I'm sorry.
All right.
Are you?
All right, Snickers, let's make sure everyone knows that you're the real goat. Bite that thing. Bitey, bitey. And I'm going to have Snickers move up 2 to the ball. And so at the start of the turn, he generates 2 rage. So now I have 4 rage. And he's going to use the Fang attack. The Fang technique, I guess, is what it is. Bite. And if I understand my technique sheet correctly, the big box on our technique sheet where it says Fang, and then there's a box right next to it, and I've got the number 5. Those are the number of dice that I roll, correct?
Yeah, if you added it up, it'll be whatever ranks you got in the move plus the attribute that it's linked to.
Okay, all right. And I will roll 5 dice. And I get 4 successes.
Ooh, with 2 explosions.
Yes, 2 explosions. So now I get to roll 2 more times, or did those explosions?
No, it already did it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's why I got the macros, so it will just factor that in automatically.
Excellent.
Did you just explode the ball?
Well, I had bonus damage on my dice rolls. So the target suffers 2 damage and must attempt a difficulty 1 mind roll. On a failure, it cannot perform a standard action on its next turn.
Yeah,
so
screw
the
you.
ball is immobilized.
Well, I'm not going to have to worry about any mind rolls or actions from the ball itself.
Oh, darn.
So it does do 2 damage, so you'd be able to push it 2 spaces.
Okay.
But you do got 3 raises. Or do you want to spend those?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So I got 3 raises. So the first 2 then go to increase damage by +1. Is that how that works?
Spaces. Yeah.
So I would be able to send this ball 4 spaces.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay.
Wait. The base damage is 2, right?
Yeah, the base damage is 2.
The base damage is 2, and then 2 raises will increase the damage by 1. So just 3 spaces.
Okay, so I guess I don't understand because I've got these boxes on my raises, and there's 2 boxes down there. Do I have to fill both of those up to increase damage by +1?
Yeah, you got to spend 2 raises.
To increase that by +1?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then I'll do that and move it 3 squares down to theirs.
I'm just double checking the bite move. No, actually, so it only cost 1 raise to increase. So you could actually...
Yeah, move it 1 more.
Actually, if you spend all your raises, you could move it 5 spaces.
All right, I'll just then put a little English on it so it curves and get it right there. Get it right there on the field, close to the goal box.
Fair enough. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Good job, Snickers.
And yeah, pretty much as Stephen did, when you attack, you just have to push it away from you, 4th edition D&D style. So it just, any space it moves to needs to be further, but you can kind of move it laterally or, pretty much perpendicular to you as need within that movement.
Okay, so second question I have for you. I did my move. I did my standard action. I still have rage left. Does the rage just build?
Yep, it builds, and I believe it caps.
So I don't get to. Okay, so I don't get to continue to spend rage until I'm depleted.
No. Unfortunately, you just get the standard action, and you do have a reaction.
All right, I don't know where my reactions are, but yeah, okay, I'm done.
All right. Well, if you don't have any special abilities or moves granting any reactions, you generally have a reaction where you can spend a raise to advance towards your opponent, or it's not a raise, spend 1 rage to advance, or you can use a reaction as basically an opportunity attack.
Okay. I think I'm good here.
Okay. So that'll be that. Next comes this dinosaur-like bird-esque creature, and basically as it starts to go, you'd see the girl with the leather jacket and spikes and purple mohawk basically yell out, "Go hit that annoying turkey!" And so it's just going to rush forward. I grabbed the right tool. Okay, there it is. Okay. Although that turkey is kind of annoyingly, I think it's just going to move here. So I will go ahead and say, Stephen, if you do want to spend said reaction as an opportunity attack, you do have an opening to do so now.
Oh, okay. So I can spend whatever rage I have left for another attack then as a reaction?
No, you can just use your reaction in order to do an attack, but you can spend rage to increase that attack, or pretty much any attack in general. Basically, each rage that you spend will add 1 die to the attack.
Okay, so again, repeat what my reactions are, because again, I don't see them on my character sheet.
Yeah, unless you got anything on your character sheet that's actually given you reactions, you basically have one that's just called advance, where you can spend 1 rage to move your movement towards your opponent.
Okay.
Or you can basically do a opportunity attack. Makes a tech roll using a technique that has a range of melee and a rage cost of 0. Okay, so you can use pretty much any attack you have with a 0 cost rage and melee range.
Oh, range of melee. And it can only have a rage of 0?
Yes.
Oh, well, then I don't have anything that is a rage of 0 beyond my ranged ability.
Okay, interesting monster choice lever.
Yeah, isn't it?
I guess, yeah.
And so made a good choice of avoiding the giant scary robot dinosaur and instead passing by the weird possum monster. So,
yeah, with a skull on its back.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to go ahead and spend 1 rage and use Fury Claws. Okay, so it's going to do Fury Claws, so it's going to do a 5 die roll here. Oh, with no successes. Okay, then. That's its turn. Then.
Woo! Go, Fern, go.
I look down across at the opponents at that girl, and I pull my lower eyelid down with my finger and stick out my tongue at her. Meh. For being a failure.
So next to go is this giant fly-like monster with some blade-looking front appendages. And you see a guy in buzz cut and camo army jacket kind of yell forward. Is like, go get the ball, Buzz! So it sweeps on over. It's going to fly over here. 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, 15 or whatever. And then it's going to attack the ball. Yeah, and it's going to attack using Crippling Strike. Knocking its rage back to 0. Now with 2 successes. And so it does 3 damage. And it can spend raises to increase damage as a 1-for-1. So it's going to send the ball back 5.
5.
3.
Boo.
4. Kind of back to the middle line.
How do opportunity... So, all right. First question. I get 2 rage at the start of my turn?
Yep.
And then I shouldn't have any rage to start with before that unless I've got other abilities, correct?
Yes, that'd be correct.
All right. Second question. How do opportunity attacks work?
Let me see what's the exact trigger on that. When a character attempts to move out of melee range with an opponent... Oh, okay. So I guess technically it wouldn't have actually triggered there. Every opponent in melee range with the moving character may spend its reaction to make an opportunity attack against the moving character. So I guess you can move around it just fine without triggering. Until you try to move out of its melee range.
Okay. So I should be able to just move here?
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. All right. Yeah. Well, that was rude. Fern, go for the goal. Have him use toss-up.
All right.
And then, so this is a rank 2 plus my agility of 3, so 5 dice?
Yep.
Cool. 3 successes.
All right. That'll be a hit.
All right. How many advances does this?
So the it'd be 2 advances or 2 raises.
Or raises. Yeah. Sorry. So toss-ups, the target suffers 2 damage. Then if the target is a smaller... Oh, it's not smaller than me.
No, to be effectively the same size. I'm considering it a small-sized object.
Well, I can increase the damage by... I can raise it multiple times with the same raise?
Yeah, you can spend raises multiple times for the same effect.
Okay, so it'll be 4 damage.
All right. So go ahead and push the ball 4. All right.
And then I think that's my turn, because I guess I'd have a react, but I don't need to use it.
That's fair. All righty. Then next would be Cackles.
Rob, can you read me your annoying ability again?
Monsters without this trait that begin their turns within 15 feet of one or more characters with this trait gain +1 rage and ignore any commands they are given until the start of their next turn.
Okay. That's great.
So I guess if he would have moved further away, you could have still
No.
got that bonus. Yeah.
That's fine. I kind of want to do something different now, so I'm just going to say that Cackles ignores my order and does actually tries to like do something better.
So you guys both have you guys both have the annoying trait?
No.
No,
I'm
his
gonna
annoying
guess I'm
trait
the
is
only one with
affecting
the annoying
Well,
trait.
actually, kind of affecting everybody right now.
Everybody except for
maybe
Buzz.
Buzz. Yeah.
Okay. So as a move, Cackles is going to let's see. It has fly 40. Each of these squares is how much?
5 foot.
Oh, okay. Cool. So it's actually going to go 5, 10, 15 here. And then it's going to use Jetstream. So spend 2 rage. Just drops them to 1. Effect, this character moves into melee range with the target being the ball. The range is 60 feet, so should be within range. Yeah. Then the target suffers 1 damage plus 1 damage for every full 20 feet this character move as part of his technique's movement. Because I gotta move Cackles farther back, but 5, so it's gonna move. Yeah, I can't really move past here. So that's just gonna be an additional square then. Though I do roll. Guess I still have to hit. Dice pool is 4. 1 success, so no raises. Does that hit the ball?
Yep, that hit the ball.
Okay. So all of that is actually just going to move Cackles over here. He's going to hit the ball for 1 plus 1 for every 20 feet, which is just 1 additional. So it's probably going to go like donk, donk. And I think that's it. Yep.
Next would be Kuroriku. What's your monster name there, Matthew?
Kyoryu Rekuso.
Kyorei Rikuso. Okay.
Kyoryu Rekuso. It's the only thing he says. I presume it's his name.
Fair enough. I know from Street Masters, Kyoriku is like lightning dragon or something.
Why do I have Batten Rexo down?
Battling Rexo. That's what he calls him.
Oh, okay.
Rexo. Yeah, makes sense. I don't speak whatever language that is. I barely speak English. Okay, so here's my thing. I have my starting techniques. Are my techniques in themselves like attacks?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's some that are not, but they're mostly going to be attacks.
Okay.
So
during
your turn, you gain 2 rage, unless you got some other ability that says otherwise.
I gain 2 rage unless I choose to gain 2 rage with a power, and that power actually is a different thing, and I don't want to do it just now.
Okay.
I don't have anything that automatically gives me more rage, as far as I know.
Probably be under traits on your monster, if anything.
Yep. And I do have the thing where I have to roll a mind roll after Rexo receives a command, because Rexo is not the brightest bulb at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, but commands are like specific actions. Basically, what Rob and Rodrigo were doing with their characters, that was them giving their monsters commands.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you have like call out or some other similar action that actually says like command : whatever, then you don't have to really worry about that. So you can still have it do whatever. You don't have to roll every time you want it to do a technique to see if he does the technique.
Okay. And then I have a move of 30. Is that correct?
So
yes, I do.
So that would be 6 squares.
6 squares. So I could go 1, 2, 3. I could go like here, right?
In theory, yeah.
So could I go right here and then do Fire Burst to try and knock the ball into the goal area and maybe set that bug on fire. Wait, is that bug our friend?
No.
No, it is not
Okay,
your
good. And maybe set that bug on fire.
friend. Okay.
So let's say I did all of that. And I'm doing that. If I did that.
So you're using, what was it, Fireburst?
Fireburst, yep.
Is there a rage cost on that particular technique?
I am checking. Is the rage cost the number afterwards?
Yeah, I should say
It's-
like rage, then a number.
It says Fireburst 2.
Yeah, 2 rage.
So 2 rage. So I have 2
Yep.
rage. I can do 2
Okay.
rage.
Yeah, you spin
Perfect.
those 2 rage.
Okay. Yep. So everybody is now doing their attacks with a number of dice. My combat attributes. Which one defines my number of dice?
So
You're on your
each tech-
character sheet.
I am on my character sheet.
You should
Oh.
see like the 4 boxes.
So
Yep,
you're
defense,
asking about the
willpower,
number
power.
after. If you're looking at like your monster write-up in the book, that
Mhm.
Fireburst 2, what that 2 is there, that's not the rage cost. That's how many ranks you got in that technique.
Mm-hmm.
So each technique is tied to an attribute.
Okay.
And so let me just find Fireburst in the rule book. So Fireburst is energy. That makes sense.
Okay.
So you take your energy rank or your energy stat plus the 2 ranks you have in Fireburst, and that's how many dice you would roll. It costs 1 rage to use Fireburst.
Okay. So I would be doing the SV10, and my number of dice is going to be 3 plus the 2 ranks, so 5.
No, just do dice pool.
Yeah, why? No, yeah,
Oh.
it should just be the standard success value.
Just the
So
dice
this-
pool. Okay.
Yeah, the success value is what you got to roll on or above in order to get a success on each 10-sided die you're rolling. So,
Wait,
shouldn't-
where am I seeing the success value?
unless you have something that alters it, the default success value is 7. So if it doesn't say any change, then it's going to be 7, which is what the dice pool button is set to.
Mhm.
So if you just hit that dice pool button, you can just put in how many ever dice. I believe you said 5.
Mhm.
And yeah, that should roll them for you automatically.
Very good. I don't think that I have correctly filled out the technique portion of my sheet, so we will work on that in the future.
Okay.
And then,
But it does
Some of
have
that's automatic
range
if
of
you're using the automatic one.
20-foot cone, so it does look like you should be able to hit both of those monsters, or both the monster and the ball.
Mhm. So 2, 1, 5, 1, 8. The ones are just kind of doing nothing.
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
are they
pretty much
ones
everything
doing
but the 8 is doing nothing.
Thanks.
So
Okay, so I
got-
got 1 success.
all right, and this does target defense. So let's
Mhm.
see what Buzz's defense is. Defense of 3. Okay, it's a very dodgy thing. So he apparently buzzes out of the way of the incoming fire. So the fly does not get hit,
Okay.
but the ball will get hit,
Mhm.
and apparently suffer 1 fire damage and become burning 1. We're not going to worry about the burning 1, but you can push it 1 more space.
Okay, so I can go like bonk.
Yep.
Hey, did we win?
No,
No, not yet.
The ball's
Two-
on
two more.
fire.
2 more squares.
Okay, so his defense was 3. In order to have overcome his defense, I would have had to have 3 successes.
Yes, you'd have to have 3
Okay.
successes to hit him.
That makes sense. Okay. Did we score?
No,
No, not yet. Yeah,
Oh.
you do have to get it to that.
I think that's in character.
No, son, not yet. You have to get it in that little goal there.
I can't see. There's a lot of smoke and cinders in the battlefield.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
that
like-
tends to happen in
Too
confrontation.
many lines. We need simpler lines. It's like 1 line, cross the line. Okay, lines.
you're being cringe, dude. Knock it off.
I have no idea what that means.
Well, next up. Oh shoot. I guess before the Blobby should have gone. So there's a kid on the sidelines on the opposing team that's wearing a hoodie with some neon yellow piping along it, wearing some sort of mirrored visor and with a wild shock of hair. And he kind of looks up from the handheld console he's been playing on. He's like, Blobby, go, I guess, try to get that ball? Or maybe splash some of those guys if you can't get there or something, whatever. And goes back to beep booping on his device. And so Blobby the Alkalim, which is a giant acidic blob monster that comes out of batteries if you crack him open, is going to shamble forward. Looks like he might be able to get to the ball, so he's going to try that. And just kind of try to hit it away from the goal. And to do so, he is going to zap out an arcing bolt. Roll 5 dice. A little lightning bolt shoots out of him and hits the ball. Oh, dang. For 4 successes. And so he's going to put a little spin on that. 2 electrical damage. Oh no. Then every other character within 20 feet of the target suffers 1 electrical damage and becomes stunned 1.
So I'm clearly within 20 feet.
Yeah, that's going to be everybody except for that back line.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry, Buzz. Yeah, but he's going to pump all those other raises into moving it further. So I guess everyone that's within 20 feet there. So Buzz and Cackles and Rexo, I guess, each take 1 electric damage.
Mm-hmm.
And get stunned 1. Which stunned. Oh, there it is. So if I look at status effects and not conditions, because those are apparently different. Defense and willpower are -1. If you get up to stunned 7 or higher, then defense and willpower would be -2 instead.
Okay.
That would be one of the ones that I'm not immune to. You'd think if you were electrical, you'd be immune to electrical.
Well, I'd say
robot monster.
It'd be vulnerable, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, most Japanese RPGs tend to have robots be vulnerable to electricity.
Like Ultraman could just absorb it.
Yeah, but Ultraman is also a guy.
He's an alien, but
from planet M57 or something. I'm just like,
yeah.
Is he?
He's a guy and a robot.
He's Ultraman.
Ultraman.
I'm trying to decide which of these looks best stunny.
Oh, I did the little screaming guy.
Little screaming guy? Okay.
Like, I'm stunned.
All right, then.
or as Steven character would say, I'm gagged.
Oh, you guys are all gagged. No fair. I didn't know we could use electricity.
So next is a big old sheep-like, dog-like creature, shaggy thing with a big old horn. Outside is a young girl with braids who's kind of looking nervously and kind of says, "Hey, Reginald, be careful and maybe go hit that ball some more." So, yeah, Reginald's going to break away from Rexo. So, do you have attack of opportunity that you can do there, Matthew?
Let's see.
You have to have a technique that costs 0 rage and targets melee.
I don't know. I have 4 starting techniques, but unfortunately I don't have the rage. I have Flay 2, Slash Arc 2, Flashing Embers 1, and Fireburst 2. I think Flashing Embers may be a 0 rage attack. Let me check.
Flashing Embers is a 0.
15.
I have that too. Flashing Embers is a 0 rage attack, but it's a ranged attack.
It's a ranged attack. Yeah.
Boo.
So what did you have? Like, what's the non-fire ones you got?
Non-fire, I have Flay and Slash Arc.
Are those claw?
Blade.
Blade. There they are. Flay, rage 2. Slash Arc, rage 3. So no, does not look like you got opportunity attack.
Okay.
You're stunned 1 anyway.
That's true.
Well, it looks like the stunned only just decreases your defense and willpower. It doesn't actually cause you to lose actions.
Yeah. Sorry, that was an assumption on my part.
That was a 5th edition showing through.
Whatever, man. Like half of them do
4th edition. Yeah.
random stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a rage 3 move, does he have the rage to pay for it anyway?
No. I specifically with the opportunity attack, it has to be a rage 0 unless the technique itself says it can be used as a opportunity attack. I was just checking the movement rate of this monster. It is 20. Okay, so he can't move too far. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't know.
If he passes by Rodrigo's character, does Rodrigo get an opportunity attack or no?
I don't have a technique.
Oh, you don't have a 0.
That both causes 0 rage and is melee.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough then. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it doesn't look like it really can quite get on the other side to hit it without going out of bounds. So instead, let's see, does it got any? So yeah, it's going to actually activate Livewire. So roll another 5 dice. 3 successes. For 3 rounds, after this character makes a successful melee attack against a target, the target suffers +1 electric damage. Similarly, if the character is hit by a melee attack, the attacker suffers 1 electric damage, ignoring armor, after resolving the attack. At the end of the character's turn, if any character is pinned or stuck to the character, suffers 1 electric damage, ignoring armor. Wow. And I got 2 raises, so I will increase the duration by 1 round. So I'll say for 3 more rounds, it's basically fully electrified, so careful hitting that. And that'll be the end of the turn, and we'll go back to the top.
What I put into my body on a day-to-day basis matters to me. I took a food allergy test and discovered I was sensitive to certain ingredients, including what was in my protein powder. Then I found Orgain. It was a game changer for my health. Orgain is an excellent source of complete protein, 21 grams, and has all 9 essential amino acids. It's an easy way for me to incorporate clean nutrition into my diet. Plus, Orgain has less than 1 gram of sugar per serving and is made without soy, which is also one of the ingredients I avoid in my diet. With Orgain, I don't have to compromise on taste for good, clean nutrition. My post-workout shakes now include both Orgain's organic plant protein powder for muscle support and recovery and their collagen peptides to help support my joints, skin, hair, and nails. Shop now, available at Orgain.com and selected retailers.
Are dry eye symptoms frequently interrupting your day? Keep dry eyes off your schedule with Refresh Reliever PF Extra Lubricant Eye Drops, offering an advanced formula to soothe and hydrate your eyes. With innovative hydrocell technology to lock in moisture and prevent further irritation, Refresh Relieva PF Extra gives you lasting relief. Equipped with a soft squeeze multi-dose bottle featuring a double lockout system that keeps drops sterile, so you can feel confident using it. Refresh has been delivering relief from dry eye symptoms for 35 years. It's a track record of success that has earned the trust of physicians and patients alike. You deserve relief from your dry eye symptoms, and your eyes deserve extra. Find Refresh online or in the eye drop section at all major retailers. FSA and HSA eligible.
With the possum guy, have you named
Snickers? So because of Rob's thing, my stickers won't follow my commands, right?
Well, it'll still do. You can still have it do whatever technique you want. You just can't use any command actions from your Wrangler. Specific things like specific abilities. And
then if I move, this rat creature thing is going to attack me, right? If it has an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, it'd probably try.
And I get 2 rage at the start of my turn, so I'm up to 4 rage.
Actually, you get 3 rage, and I think you should actually have 1 more because of how annoying.
Oh, that's right. All right. Okay, so I'm going to try. So from the sidelines, Samuel yells out, "Go and bite that thing, Snickers!" And Snickers just turns and looks and goes, and Snickers just runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 6, I think. Yeah. 6. And it is going to unleash a stanky breath.
Away from the
critter? I'm moving away from that critter. So I have to break away or whatever.
Okay. Well, I guess. Oh, wait. Rage 3. I've been looking at the wrong thing. No, okay. You're in luck. He does not have any attacks she doesn't have any attacks that can be used as opportunity attack.
Okay. Very surprised that the knife chicken doesn't have any.
Yeah, I know, right?
Opportunity attack.
Actually, I lie. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, could you?
What was I looking at? Or is that a different one? This is the problem with trying to run 4 monsters at once.
Oh, yeah. Wait until you're running 4 monsters and their wranglers at once.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, this is why I kind of tried to steer away from the whole, normal tournament arc kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, nobody picked, well, maybe Matthew did, because I think he's writing that, but nobody picked like a guy who fights along with his monster, or like archetype, like a ranger or a brawler or whatever they're called.
I'm a rider.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had a move that if it basically spent an extra rage could be used as an opportunity attack, but apparently that must have been on a different monster. So, yep, you're good, Steven.
Okay, so then Snickers just opens his mouth and coughs out this nasty cloud of dank breath. Carrion breath is the one that I'm using. It's got a rage cost of 3, so that will take me back down to 2. And I get to roll 4 dice on this one. And it is a range 25. It is I believe it is a cone attack. And it affects everything within its range.
Okay, so
carry on.
Gonna hit that sheep, dog, creature, goat,
and the ball. And I don't know if you draw out 20. Where's the ruler at here?
I think if you're gonna hit anything else, so you have to go to ruler and select cone. Just kind of drag from you.
Go.
Right click on it. And
it's 25 feet. And not quite hitting the bug guy.
Yeah. It's probably good because you probably don't know that you'd want to
hit the other guys as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to roll 4 dice on this one. And I have 2 successes. Carrion breath. The monster exhales a foul odor, sickening everyone in front of it. I'm sorry. The resist is WP.
Willpower.
Willpower.
Okay.
Affected targets become sickened 3. And I don't think, do I have any raises?
You got 2 successes. Let's see. Willpower is 2, so that does hit with no raises on the whatever creature, the Magnox.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what it's actually called.
All right.
And I guess would be 1 raise on the ball.
Okay. So I can increase the value of the sicken status by 1 if I spend that raise.
Yeah, I mean that's not going to affect the ball at all.
Oh, that's not going to affect the distance. Okay. But sicken 3, that doesn't do anything either.
Does it do any damage? It just makes them sickened.
Yeah, it makes them sickened.
I mean, you make the Electro Unicorn sicker.
There you go. Yeah, Electro Unicorn, you're sickened by 3.
All right, so that means that it cannot take reactions, and costs 2 times rage to enhance technique rolls.
So that so there's nothing on the field right now that is bloodied, right? Not even the ball. The ball's not bloodied.
No, the ball seems to be pretty resilient and doesn't seem to really take any damage from all this beating.
Fine.
They should make body armor out of the ball material.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So is that end of your move?
think that's all. I think that's all I can do. I thought maybe the sickened would move the ball, but oh well, that's fine. Yeah, so I guess a lot of my stuff is for my character. These are the ones that I have. I have a bite. I have the carrion breath, which I just used. So I've used both of those techniques already. And then I have spite, which I doom a target, but I can increase damage by 1 with a raise. And then I have bedevil, which this target suffers 1 damage and cannot make a free recovery roll at the start of its next turn. And then I can also increase the damage by 1 with a raise there. So
yeah, it sounds like you made a controller, Steven.
Kind of did, yeah.
Interesting.
But I thought, well, again, in the way that Brian has set this particular encounter up, our characters are not doing anything. So our characters would, our players would be able to do some stuff too.
Right.
All right. Well, next up is the terrifying knife chicken, as Rodrigo put it. And its Wrangler is going to say, yeah, keep hitting that weird turkey thing. And it's going to try again with the
first time.
Yeah, well, it's going to keep trying. So what does the You're Annoying do to opponents?
Annoying does stuff to everybody. It's they get +1 rage and ignore any commands they're given until the start of their next turn.
Okay.
The center of attention, opponents within 30 feet of me, which I think is most of them still. Where's the ruler? There's the ruler. Oh, which is anybody within that range. So everybody except for those 2 lose success values. Or worsen by 1 the success value of any attacks that do not target me. So she's only getting annoyed.
Yes. So still getting additional rage?
Yep.
That's not just an ally thing. Okay, that's an interesting ability.
It also makes them ignore commands.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like it's not strictly good, but it's like it's solid. It prevents if my character was fighting Rob's character, if our monsters were fighting each other, I'd be hosed.
So it's an irritant.
Yeah.
It's the perfect Rob power.
I tried.
All right. So it's going to try with the Fury Claws again. And so going to roll 5. And roll 1 success. What's your defense?
Defense is all the way up here. 3.
3. Okay. So it whiffs again.
You're having way too much fun.
Next up is Buzz. So it's going to swoop on down. It's pretty crazy fly speed. And
Buzz is the MVP so far, I'd say.
yeah. So yeah, Maim can be used as an opportunity attack if I spend a crazy amount of rage to do so. Okay, but he did not start his turn within your annoying, so I guess he didn't get the extra rage there.
Nope.
That means he cannot do the crippling strike again. So instead, he's going to do a poison spray. Let's see. I would consider it'd probably be angled in such a way that it wouldn't.
Stupid cones.
15-foot
And does the ball pass through characters?
It can, yeah, but it also would give, if it does pass through characters, you can use the reaction, your opportunity attack, to try to hit it to stop it.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Which none of us have.
I see.
I do.
Oh, nice.
All right, it's going to roll, and this is only a 3 die. That kind of stinks, but let's.
Now, does it also get affected by the electrical charge on the ball?
Oh, well, it's not the ball. Well, you look back at what that thing was. Oh, yeah. It also has negative effects, so we should also probably address that too. I didn't do that. It was Livewire. So, yeah, basically it's just the sheep unicorn thing that's electrified.
Oh, okay. I thought the thing that it attacked was also electrified. My bad.
No, it just kind of took a defensive position. And so Buzz will then let loose a terrible spray that will be targeting both the ball and Snickers. And rolling 3 dice.
Boo.
Wow, 3 successes. What is your defense?
2.
Snickers. Well, then that hits with 1 raise. And 2 raises on the ball. So, affected targets suffer 2 poison damage, ignoring armor, and becomes poisoned 2.
And what is poison to? Every round I take 2 damage?
Poisoned. You suffer 1 poison damage, ignoring armor. Yeah. I believe at the end of the round.
Okay. How do I clear that?
So yeah, I guess before you take your actions, if a character is suffering from any status effect that causes damage, such as burning or poison, that happens in this step. But before that, okay, so the turn sequence is first delay. You have the option to delay your turn till later in the round, and then 1 is start a turn. So any start a turn effects happen there. 2, you generate rage. 3, you get a free recovery roll. In the step, the character can attempt a single recovery roll to reduce the value of one of her status effects. If this reduces the value of the status effect to 0, that status effect immediately ends. And I did kind of forget that Buzz did have the, what was it, frightened one or something? Or stunned. It was stunned. So we'll have it try to make a recovery roll to clear that stunned.
And so you just roll a single die, hoping to get 7 or better?
To make a recovery roll, the character chooses one of her status effects and makes an attribute roll using the attribute listed in the status effects description. So yeah, if you look on your monster sheet...
Yeah, it would be like vitality for me, and for stunned, it's mind.
Okay, so stunned is mind. So, yep, I will roll Buzz's mind. Just 3. Try to get at least 1 success to clear that. Nope. So it is still stunned 1. And anyways, back to this poison spray. So you got the poison 2.
Yep.
And so it's going to actually use the raise on its attack. Wait, what was your defense?
My defense was 2.
2, and it got 3. So yeah, it does have 1 raise. So take a total of 3 poison damage rather than 2. But still
right.
poison 2.
Okay.
And,
Ouch. I am bloodied, I think. Is bloody half damage?
Yep.
Okay. Yes, I'm bloodied. Oh no, stickers!
And it's going to move the ball 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's going to be all of his turn. And so now it's Fern's turn.
Offsides.
Technically, yes.
That's a little.
Well,
joke
no,
for
actually,
Tucker,
actually, no, not offsides.
it's
Because Fern and the creature are in line with one.
yeah, because they're both there. Yeah, you're right. If I was the coach, I would have still yelled it.
Yes, that's right.
I'm going to suffer the opportunity attack. Or no, we figured out that she didn't have one, didn't we?
Yep.
Burn, get the ball. I'm just gonna wander over there, and I'm gonna use Pierce. Which is just a nice simple one. Have our commands gone away?
I mean,
We didn't do them
technically-
at the beginning of this turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can basically just rule if you want to basically just keep that ongoing until you state otherwise. We can.
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Woo!
Oh dang! 4 successes.
So that's 3 raises.
Yep.
All right. I will use the first one because it's increased damage by 1 for 2. So I will use 2 of those for that. And then what else can I do with the raise that's not on the technique itself?
That's pretty much it, I believe.
That's a bummer. All right. Target suffers 2 damage. So
Okay.
I'm going to pass it over here to Snickers.
That's with your 2-point raise. It's only 2.
Yeah, this is the attack that I can actually use as a
Okay, so it's like
Yeah, it's a 0 rage cost move.
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, this is the opportunity attack one. Because I wanted to save up at least 1 rage for a different attack
I see.
in case it becomes helpful. And that'll be me.
All right. With that, then Blobby goes. He seems to be kind of far away from
No.
the action.
It's me.
So generate rage. There's one of those. I guess you also got the stunned. And what's the 4 on there? I forget.
That's my ward.
Oh, okay. No one's yet attacked the bird. Okay.
Yeah, no one's attacked him yet. Okay,
Yeah,
so
before you
first,
do any techniques or suffer any damage from damaging effects, then you can try a recovery roll for 1 status on you.
okay, so that's mind for stunned, which is 2. 1 success.
It
Does
clears
that
it.
do it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Basically get to reduce it by 1 for each success. So if you reduce it to 0, it clears.
Nice. Okay. The best thing that this guy can do is try and bonk the ball in the same way again. That's going to move it the farthest. So let's try that. Its fly speed is 40 feet. And that's going to give me... it's not going to give me that much. Instead, I might have him... Yeah, he's finally going to get the memo and use downdraft on Buzz. Well, actually, I guess I should probably do it on somebody who hasn't gone yet. So he'll use it actually on Blobio.
Okay.
And this will basically just knock him prone if it hits. So this was the command from earlier. Can I still benefit from that?
Yeah. I'll say you can have that largely ongoing if it's outside of it, if you're now outside the annoying area.
Okay. So that would drop it down to 6. And then this is... That's going to be 3 successes against the little blob guy.
All right. What's it targeting defense?
Resist DF. Is that defense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All right. 3, I think. Yep, that hits with 1 raise.
Okay. So that'll... Yep, that'll just knock him prone.
All right. Prone,
The reason why I was probably targeting Buzz to begin with is because it does damage to flying targets, but it's just going to knock him prone.
All right.
And then...
he kind of splashes. And...
I'm going to turn his battery upside down.
Yeah.
To
recombobulate himself.
Yeah. So that was 1 rage. So I will. So right now I am at 2 rage. And then I will move him here. Just to get in the way, kind of.
Sounds fair to me.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right. And with that, now Blobby would go. And to stand up and action. Move action. Okay. Prone character can use his action to stand up, ending his prone position. After standing up, the character may move up to 5 feet in any direction. Okay. So we'll do that. He's just going to stand up and slurp closer to Rexo. And then let's see, what would be a fun thing for him to do?
Die?
I'm just going to do a corrode, which is a 15-foot cone spray of acid. That's pretty much going to be everyone else clear, so that's going to be targeting just Rexo. Let's see. 5 against his defense. Oh, with no successes. Apparently, he was still having a hard time coming together after being splashed. So, you are good, Matthew, and with that, you can go.
Oh, did he just try and spit things on Rexo?
Yeah, he sure did.
Okay, so I have a melee attack, and then I have an attack that says line. So that's basically a ranged attack, right?
Yep, a line would be a ranged attack.
Okay, and anybody near the turkey is annoyed. Am I annoyed enough to be near a turkey?
No.
No, you're too far from the turkey.
Okay, but if you're near the turkey, you get annoyed and you get extra rage. Is this correct?
Correct.
That is correct.
I might want more rage, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you have to start your turn there.
I mean, it's a thing. Okay, so I generate 2. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So that means I have 3 rage. That means I can do the /arc. So I have the /arc. So I'm looking at it. The rage required is 3. And the number after it is 2. So my dice pool is whatever my attack is plus the 2, right?
Yeah, whatever attribute that it keys to plus the 2 ranks. Yeah.
/arc is energy. Okay, so I got this. I got this, you guys. I understand for now, for a moment. So I am now going to attack because something has attacked Rexo. He is going to respond. He's going to whip his tail around, and his tail is actually going to go, and little blade-like thagomizers are going to come flipping out of his tail, just so like a switchblade tail. He's going to whip it through the air, and it's going to create kind of an energy blast concussion skadorkus thing. 2 successes. I got a 10, though. Doesn't the 10 give me something?
It explodes, so it'd roll an extra die, which it should do all automatically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
So
That's why you got 2 successes.
That's how I got 2 successes. Awesome.
All right. It targets defense.
Target defense is
resisted by defense.
Hang on, I got to get down to the right page. The defense is resist diff. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that would hit.
Now it has at the bottom increased damage by +1. Does that mean I add 1 damage to the damage from this attack, or does that mean that I get +1 damage forever for the rest of my life? Hooray.
You would have to spend raises from this roll, which didn't get any because that hit directly on its defense to increase the damage.
Okay. All right. I got that. So now you're going to have to forgive me because all the things that I understood do not include how to roll damage.
The technique should just say how much damage it does.
Yes. Affected targets suffer 3 damage.
Okay.
If they were bloodied when the attack was declared, they are blinded 2.
It was not.
Does the defense reduce any damage?
Nope. It just that's what you have to. That's how many successes you have to roll in order to.
Okay.
To use
it with the technique. What would armor is what would reduce damage.
Okay.
Which does not have any armor, so it takes 3 damage, and that does bloody.
Ha ha! So retroactively, it's bloodied now. So.
Oh, it's leaking radioactive ooze. Get away from it, everybody.
Well, and the fact, after an attacker hits this character with a melee attack, every character within 5 feet of this character becomes dissolved for 1 round.
Nice.
And dissolved, when a character is dissolved, its armor affinity is reduced by 1, and at the end of the turn, dissolved characters suffer 1 acid damage.
So Rexo is level 1 dissolved. Shoot, I forgot to roll to get rid of my Flubbernickel, my stunned.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So, I believe it's just mind. So roll a number of dice equal to your mind.
My mind. Just roll them?
Yeah, do the dice pool, and then roll that many dice.
Beautiful. 1 success.
Well, that would reduce it by 1 and thus clear it. With that, now is Reginald. I'm not missing anyone. Well, let's just see here. I guess he's not leaving melee from an opponent, so that should be fine. So it runs up and move. It wants to horn. Let's see, probably spear. Oh, that's another thing that can be used as a reaction or a opportunity attack.
Does any of its Does any of its effects kick in? Or are they just reducing
No,
its
basically
successes?
that only matters if someone attacks him.
Ah, okay.
Well, but
Melee
he's sickened,
attack.
right?
Oh, yes.
He's-
So first of all, let's have him roll against the sickened. See, with his free recovery roll, vitality. His vitality is 3. 1 success. So he reduces sickened by 2. Or reduces it by 1 to 2. But as such, he'll still take... So he doesn't get any reactions, and takes times 2 range to inflict. Movement is not halved unless it gets up to sickened 7.
Whose go is it?
It's
it's the unicorns.
Yeah. I'm just going to have it try its spear and ignore the part about being pinned. 2 successes, so that'll do. See, what's the cost? Nope. So it's just going to bump it 1. And that's going to be its turn.
Ooh.
It gets 1 less turn of electrified. We're back at the top. Snickers, go.
All right. So I am poisoned. So I suffer 1 poison damage then?
Well, first you can do a free recovery roll.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that it... I thought at start of turn, any effects which occur at the start of the character's turn happen in this step.
Yeah, the damage from damaging effects or damaging statuses don't go until like step 3 of the turn
okay.
order.
Okay, so let me generate rage then. So then I will generate 2 rage. And then that takes me up to 4. Then I will use my vitality. Yes, I will roll 2 dice. See if I can remove 0 successes. So I'm still poisoned.
Okay, so now you would take the poison damage.
All right, so then I will go down to 2 health.
Oh no.
Still bloodied. And
Yeah,
then
you only suffer 1 poison damage.
Yeah, so I went from 3 to 2.
Okay, just make it 2. All right.
Because you hit me for 3 poison damage initially.
Yeah, a status of 3 poisoned. So you're still at 3 poisoned, which means you only suffer 1 poison damage, ignoring armor, unless you have 7.
Oh, wait.
A total of 7.
Wait, so how much damage did I take? I thought
okay.
I took 3 damage.
Yeah, you took 3 damage from the attack, and then you had the poisoned... Is it just poisoned 1 status?
I think it was poison 1.
Poison 2. It was poison 2.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
So I have 1
which
poison.
Only inflicts 1 point of damage. Unless
Yeah, but I still have to clear both of
or
them
more
off.
poisoned.
How do you guys add those numbers?
When you're selecting the icon from the list, if you hover your mouse over it and then press the number, then it puts the number on it. Press the number key on your keyboard.
Don't select. There you go.
There we go. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm down to 2 health, and now I can take an action. So I will go ahead and have Snickers bite that ball. Bite that ball. Bite that ball, Snickers. Bite it like your life depends on it, Snickers. And so I'm going to use my fang, which is 5 dice. For 0 successes.
It gets a good chomp and it doesn't go.
It does. He's so sickened about this. But I believe that so that was a standard action. And I think, let me look here. So if I command, so commands have to happen at the start of the turn.
Yeah, technically they'd happen when the Wranglers do their turns, which happens before the monsters.
Okay.
Jabba.
Well, I do. I
Command.
have a signature. I have my signature command, which is hide, which I can make Snickers hide from sight.
I see. So you could do that effectively at the start of the next turn.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so Snickers is pretty worthless right now.
Yeah.
And that's the end of well, let's see. Since he can move, I'm just going to move back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and go into a defensive position.
So you're moving away from. Oh wait, he still has. Okay, no, okay, he can't do reaction, so you're good.
Yeah.
And so that would mean the knife monster, and the trainer's gonna still tell it to keep attacking that annoying turkey. Just keep trying until it succeeds, I guess. No. Yeah, it's going to continue to do Fury Claws. Hey, there we are. 4 successes. What's your defense?
3? Yes, 3.
3. All right.
Boo.
Right, so it gets 1 rage, so we'll increase damage by 1. And target suffers, so then 2 damage and becomes bleeding 1. This character may move up to 5 feet and make another attack using this technique. Spinning rage is normal.
Said 2 damage?
Yes. And bleeding 1.
One of these is like a drop of blood, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember where it is in this?
Oh, and actually, after this character makes a successful attack with the claws technique, affected target becomes bleeding 1, so make that bleeding 2. And try it again, spending 2 rage. What was your defense? 2?
My defense is 3.
3? Oh, okay. So it misses that time. All right. That'll be
Claws
Daisy's
got too
go.
sappy.
And now Buzz will go. So again, with his eyes on his prize, going to fly over. Try to continue bopping that ball.
Don't forget, he's not focused on me.
Okay, fair enough. Crippling strike. Now with 1 success, well, that's enough for 3 damage. And that will be Buzz's go and Fern.
The ball didn't quite leave. So I have Squawk. It has
Okay.
affected targets lose 1 rage and become stunned 4, and it's a burst area, 30-foot burst. Is that going to affect everybody in that burst?
Let me see here. I think so.
I'm not worried about the range. I am asking, can I choose if it affects my allies or not?
I don't think you can, but I'm looking.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rob, but I'm worried about the range.
That was you. I thought that was Brian. I was explicitly going to avoid using this on everybody else because it does cause stunned 4.
What type of technique is that?
Beak.
Beak.
Beak. Okay.
I'm guessing.
Guac.
I have beak and horn.
Affected target. Yeah,
Turkeys
30-foot
have
burst
horns?
area. Yeah, I
This
think
one does.
it's everything in the area.
Boo. Okay. Well, fair warning, guys. Try and get away from me.
They like being annoyed by you.
30 feet is so far. Oh my god.
On this particular map, yes. Again, I tried to keep the length of the field 60 feet so that we wouldn't have to worry
That's
about
fair.
command range.
My movement is 25. Okay.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys know, but if you have like extra rage, you can spend rage to improve your dice pool on a technique.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
none of that.
I think you can choose a
Oh,
recovery
do I
roll
need
the
to
same
save
way.
versus bleeding?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd want to do
And
that.
how do I do that?
You have to roll versus the attribute on that status, which
Vitality.
is vitality. And so each success would reduce the rank in that status by 1.
So just normal dice pool of
Yep.
that.
And whatever your vitality is the number of dice.
My vitality is only 2. Okay, so what's bleed do?
Bleed. You will suffer 1 damage ignoring armor if you don't clear it. If you have 7 or more ranks in bleed, you would suffer 2 damage.
I did. I'm bloodied.
Okay.
There's not. I mean, we don't have a big HP pool right now.
No.
Which makes me want to do this. I'm gonna move here.
All right.
And I'm going to use forage.
Okay.
How much rage can we spend to increase dice pools? Is it 1 for 1 or
1 for 1. Yep.
I will spend a rage to add 1 extra die. So
Okay.
I'll spend all the rage I got this turn. Because this costs 1. I'm assuming this isn't barren or desolate.
No.
Okay. 3 successes. Yay. Effect, the character heals by 1 and ends its sickened and poison statuses, if any. And then I can spend 2 raises to increase the heal by 1. So I'm going to heal 2.
Okay.
And be here ready to try and deal with anybody getting at the ball.
It is now Cackle's turn.
Okay. Do I have to worry about an attack from this unicorn if I move, and or do I know that I have to worry about an attack from this unicorn if I move?
I don't know that you would know unless you try.
All right, well, let's try it then.
Okay.
So what I would like to do is fly somewhat erratically towards the ball. So I would like to fly above Buzz and then basically end up on this side of the ball.
I guess you don't have to worry about an opportunity attack from the Magnox because it is what's that status?
Sickened?
Sickened?
Sickened, yes, which it does
nice.
not have reactions. But there is Buzz.
Oh, Buzz might have some.
And we know that the razor chicken doesn't have any.
Right. All right. Brian, can you see my flight path?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to do that.
Okay.
I'm guessing I'm going to take an attack here when I move in like above the chicken.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yep. I got one that can be used. Yes. All right. So Buzz is going to respond with a maim attack.
Okay.
Roll 4 dice. And so 2 successes. What's your defense?
3.
3. All right. It misses.
Okay. So I fly over those, or Cackles flies over those 3 characters, and using his traits, Falling Ash, after this character finishes moving, any characters that flew over during that movement become blinded 1.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then it's going to use nothing because it... I'm going to go back that direction and fight that. Actually, that is what I'm going to do. He's going to use, from that point, he's going to use Downdraft on Buzz.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have anything that can damage the ball without also damaging everybody else. Unless the ball is flying. So Wait, hang on. Yeah, let's
Do you
do
have a
down.
grab ability or anything like that?
No, and Syndros, which is what Cackles is, are specifically like pretty small, so they don't really are like carrier guys. They're like
okay.
little mean guys.
All right, little prairie chickens.
Well, they're crows.
It's like pro.
Yeah, like poke at your ears kind of guy. Anyway, downdraft on the fly. It's gonna be how much rage is this? And I forgot to add rage to my pool, so I'm at 4. Let me try this whole enhancing thing. So I'll spend 1 rage for the attack, and I'll spend 1 rage for the attack, and then 2 more rage for extra damage. And that should be all of my rage. Yep. All right, here goes.
So you're spending the extra rage you'd be spending would just give you extra dice on the attack?
Yep, on the attack.
Okay, yeah.
I'm using the normal dice pool. So that's 6 dice total.
Okay. 3 successes.
Or
Targeting
3 successes. Which
defense resists.
Defense resist, yep.
That hits.
Okay.
Just on. So no raises.
Just on? Okay. That's fine. I'm glad I spent that rage after all. So this is gonna, if it's flying, it's gonna be pushed to the ground and suffer 1 damage plus any falling damage, which I'm guessing it wasn't flying like super high. But it also becomes prone.
And that would bloody Buzz.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Next is Blobbert.
I love how his name just keeps evolving as we go.
Is there any penalty to doing a ranged attack in melee with a guy?
I haven't come across it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, there's nothing on the opportunity attacks, right?
No. Well, anyways, he's going to kind of inch his way around Rexo there, but without actually leaving melee, just in case. And he's going to try to do another lightning bolt at the ball, arcing bolt, with 1 success. We know if target suffers 2 electric damage, so it's going to zap and bounce. 1, 2. And then every other character
make an opportunity attack.
It wasn't going into your space.
It was leaving it.
No, it was leaving a thread in space. It wasn't like the opportunity attack on the ball is if they try to move the ball through you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that earlier.
Apologies.
So I have a power that is a reaction. Does
Okay,
it have to be used during my turn? It just says as a reaction.
What's the trigger? Yeah, what can it do?
It says overexertion. As a reaction, this character can suffer 1 damage, ignoring armor, to magically generate 2 rage.
Oh. Well, you can pretty much spend a reaction any time, but you only get 1 reaction per turn.
Okay.
So until you go again.
During my turn?
No.
You can activate it before your turn here. And
could it be a reaction to him whooshing by me?
Sure.
Ha! See, I did a thing.
It's like the thing whooshes by and just like unrelatedly, just a whole plate falls off of Rexo. And it makes him angry.
Oh, man.
Well, he did get splashed with acid earlier.
That's true. Maybe it's not unrelated. It's just delay action.
Fact, yeah.
And then every other character within 20 feet of the target suffers 1 electric damage and becomes stunned 1. So 20 damage from where before the ball moved. I didn't mean to put so. Oh, poor Buzz. All right. So, everybody, like from Buzz East, go ahead and suffer 1 electric damage and get stunned 1.
Oh boy. So many statuses.
I'm almost dead.
I'm bloodied again.
I'm bloodied as well.
Interesting.
Or cackles is, I suppose.
That'll be Blobby's turn. So it is now Drexo.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay. There's a blob, and it was a bloody blob. Is that correct?
Yeah, the blob is bloodied.
Because I feel like Rexo is not bright. And I feel like having been attacked, Rexo is going to continue re-attacking. And I feel like I get to generate 2 rage. Is that correct? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
One moment. In between turns, I may have gone through the book and tried to figure out exactly how my abilities work. For instance, if I fire a cone at people, it's gonna hit friends, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on the size of the cone and the aim, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cone of 20. So here's a friend, yes?
No.
Nope.
Enemy?
All 3 of these guys on the left
all of
side of
your-
the field are enemies.
Yeah. All of your friends are on the opposite side of the field near the ball.
So if I do a
true.
20, a cone of 20, it's going to go.
You might be able to.
Here. Okay, so we have a turkey key. And then Snickers is way over here on top of the ball. Ooh.
So,
Yeah, you can hit 3 of them and no friends at 20,
Mhm.
or you can hit all of them.
All of them
at 20.
and a friend.
Yeah, at 20. Assuming Brian is, yeah, I'd say that hits. I mean, it's up to Brian, but yeah.
I would say that would not quite hit. I'm saying it pretty much has to mostly cover the character.
Okay.
rather
Okay.
than just clip the square.
Okay,
So would that
I
not
can
hit the
definitely
chicken
do-
either?
I mean, if you did there, he could hit. No, come on, 20. Not that. That would hit Fernkey there if he did that.
Mhm.
Okay.
But he could.
But if I
do
did that, I could do
that.
I
He could hit the 3 and not the sheep monster thingy.
And are any of them bloodied? I can't really see the bloody symbols.
Yeah, I didn't put a bloody symbol. That's true. The fly is bloodied and the blob is bloodied.
The fly. Ooh, I remember the fly. I didn't like the fly.
So back in the old Void Saga days, I
Mhm.
like to use that big red
Just
dot
the
for
red dot.
bloodied.
Nice.
There. Bloody.
There you go. So I can get the battery, the fly, and the wolf in sheep's clothing. And I think I would like to try that.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to throw a cone at them, and it's going to be a cone. Now, here is my question. Rodrigo was able to put rage into additional dice in the pool, yeah?
Yeah. So after you spend a dice for the technique, you can spend any
Mhm.
additional rage to
Mhm.
increase the number of dice you roll for that technique on a 1-for-1 basis.
And so my rank in this is 2, which means I'm going to have to spend the 2 dice. Or I got to have to spend 2
Rank and rage are 2 different things.
Okay, so my rage is 1. Got it. The rank is what controls my damage. Got it. So if I have 4 rage, and this one costs 1, I could literally add 3 dice to the pool.
Did you not attack last time? How did you build up 4 rage?
When he buzzed me and I asked if I could use my reaction, and Brian said yes, that reaction gave me 2 rage.
Oh, okay.
One hit
Okay,
point.
okay. Cool.
Yeah. So basically, Rexo has a tiny bit of a malfunction, and something fell off, basically. And so now I have 4. So I could theoretically attack these 3 with a pool of 8, yeah?
What's the move?
Okay, so here's the deal.
What's the
Fire
technique?
burst.
Fire burst.
Fire burst is the technique. It's an energy, which means 3 plus 2, so 5. It costs 1 rage. I have 4 rage. If I use the other 3 rage, does that give me 3 more dice in the pool?
Yeah, that'd give you 3 more dice if you spend all
So
that rage.
So that would give me 8 dice in the pool. And I could attack, and I could be like, roar, arg, biggest thing on the field, rarg, whatever. You know how it goes. So I'd like to try that. Because, I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, I know.
4 successes?
Oh, dang. Okay, and what's this target? What resists?
I think all of my resistances, are defense.
Are
So
all
it's a
defense?
20-foot cone, resist DF,
Okay.
and basically
I
just
see.
flame comes.
So you hit
Mhm.
with 3 raises on the unicorn,
Mm-hmm.
on Blobby.
Mm-hmm.
See. 2 raises, hit with 2 raise, and with Buzz, that's a hit with 1 raise.
Okay. So if I have 2 different raises that cost 1 arrow up, do I get to choose which, or is it you get the first one and then you also get the second one?
Now you get to choose how you spend,
Okay.
and you can spend. Yeah, so if you get more than 1 raise, you can split them up. You can double up. You just divide them up as you. But you basically have to spend them separately for each target.
Okay. So the battery has 3 raises.
Yes.
So he takes 4 fire damage and becomes burning 1.
Well, he's out.
Okay. And then you said that the unicorn sheepy thing had 2 raises?
Let me double check.
Sure.
Defense 1, 3 raises.
3 raises. So he takes 4 fire damage and becomes burning 1.
4. Oh no, he's not out. But
Okay.
And Brian, did you factor that Buzz being prone affects his defense value by 1?
okay. Well, Buzz is out. Does it at least 1 damage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it would do, if he had 2 raises, or you said 2 raises on Buzz or 1? Either way, base damage is 1 fire.
Okay.
So,
well, it'd have been 2 raises with the
okay.
prone. And so, by the rules that was set up, that would eliminate you. And since you eliminated 1 other one, they would also choose 1. But I kind of want to see. Did
What
take a little while to this time. Do we want to continue, or is this probably good enough for this experiment?
I mean, I think it would be funny if they just stopped the game and were like, okay, not enough players on the field.
Certainly there would be some potential red cards if you were talking a 1-on-1 takeout. So Rexo would certainly get a red card and be escorted off the field. But in this game of Monster Ball, when Sporting KC plays Monster Ball, if a player is ejected in the case of death, you still continue to play with reduced players.
So you say you want to continue, Stephen?
I mean, no. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I'm kind of okay where we're at, but I'm, if we wanted to be technical on the rules of soccer, there are instances where you can play. You can definitely play with fewer opponents than what you have.
Right.
Yeah.
So the expectation of the game,
but
if
the fact that Rexo did take out a player, I'm sure the ref would definitely bring a red card out, which is immediate expulsion from the game.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that would be
took out 2 players and probably badly ignited a third.
And you did bloody that other one.
Okay, so I We may have to call the game on account of dinosaurs. What I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
think-
aren't people scared of these robots anyway? That they're out of control?
No, not
Or is
these
that-
ones.
Oh, okay.
No,
I would say
these guys are actually beloved. They're old, like super old, but they're still popular. And they had like a toy line in the Saturday morning cartoon, the Stemosaur. Everybody loves a Stemosaur. So you'll have like big dumb old Stemosaurs.
No, I was
running
just
around
thinking
with
in the
57 Chevys.
in the lore of the world, considering that
since there was a
robots
whole
in back.
war against robots, but no, that was like 300 years ago, and
Now, these guys
there's
are
definitely
Grimlocks.
certain factions that don't like monsters and pretty much use robots to try to take out monsters. But
I see.
yeah, I think just as long as that's gone to this point, I think they will just kind of call it due to lack of players. And basically make sure, like, when clearing the field of the injured players, see if does your Stemosaur stand down?
Yeah. Stand down there. Hold on. No. Okay. Yes. Relax. And he just kind of sits down in the middle of the pitch.
Okay. Yeah, so as long as there's not like issue with the robots seeming to be out of control, they do debate a bit, but they decide, it's like, well, that was fun, but I think it went a little bit long for this little excursion. But I think that our Wranglers got a little taste of the monster battles that they will have to look forward to in the coming times on their travels. But I think we'll go ahead and call it there and save longer games for other times.
Snickers, you did great. You are definitely the Sigma player. And I give Snickers a big hug and stick him in my backpack.
And that, my friends, is an example of the kind of excellence you can expect from battling Ruxo in any and every competition. The apex predator, sort of. Mostly. Okay.
Dude, we already won. STFU.
I still don't know what you mean.
Ugh. This guy has no riz. He pokes Narcissus in the ribs. This guy has no riz.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. Hey, is that police officer your father?
No, not at all. Ugh, yuck.
Oh, do I take it then that you're some sort of miscreant?
I mean, no.
'Cause I'm on the lookout for a henchman, you see.
No.
And your
Well-
wrangling skills are certainly impressive.
I mean, I've been doing this since was 4 years old. No, 6 years old. I've been on my own, so yeah. Maybe we could hook up later.
Yeah.
But your proposal is a bit sus.
Yes, very sauce. Sauce all over it. Return cackles.
Cackles flaps back on over. The attendants and the various monster ranchers around here dispense plenty of potions to more or less get everyone back up to fighting shape. And largely also give you all like a week's worth of feed for your monsters and all. And
Did we get paid?
Like you get free feed. We make sure everyone has proper traveling and camping gear.
But no, what are they called? Ons? But no ons?
I'm sorry, you'll have to make your way in the world and find people that need help and be willing to pay to get any ons. But I'm sure you let people know that you're now officially anointed wranglers. They can probably provide you with some accommodations.
And then this big, Samuel's eyes get really big and they get a little teary in the corner. He goes, I'm a real monster wrangler now. And we all look at each other and we all jump in the air and everything freezes. And the narrator is like, what will happen next time to our heroes in Monster Wranglers? Come back next time. In the meantime, can you count them all? And then we go to black. And the theme song comes up and then someone's like, Rexo, Fern Gully, Scary Rat, Monster Unicorn, Electric Guy, and
Fish butt.
And cute little possum that everybody loves.
Do they?
Gotta catch 'em all.
With its endearing stink breath.
Among other things.
So, from here, your wranglers will have pretty much. You're free to go as you wish, wherever you need. Again, with the assumption that you're going to be going out and helping people with their monster-related problems. Do y'all have any idea of what kind of things you'd be specifically wanting to look for? Many adults would probably be willing to point you in the right direction to kind of help you get where you'd like to go.
We should look for guys who are robbing banks. Are there any guys robbing banks?
There's people around that do crimes using monsters. You should probably leave that kind of thing to the authorities, but barring not any being available, you could maybe try to pacify the situation until ones are able to show up.
I bet there's a town that's being plagued by monsters that are just horrible, and they're willing to pay good money for us to clean those monsters out.
Yes, sticking to the wilds does seem like a good idea.
There's all sorts of towns that have issues with local wildlife. Here, let me see some reports. Yeah, I there's one that seems to be in the foothills of the mountains here to the northeast. I can show you the route here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Just like I say, you guys should be able to get there with the provisions we'll give you, and just careful on your travels. And when you get there, let them know, and they'll let you know what help they need.
Far out. Thanks, man. This is super skibbity.
Yeah, skibbity indeed.
All right, guys, let's get on our bikes and ride.
Oh, we're still 2 towns away from unlocking the bicycle.
Oh, really? Because I've got a bicycle.
Yeah, we have to.
Also, the money counter caps out at 9,999 ons, and it costs 1 more than that to buy a bicycle.
Yep. But if you help the police with the break-in, you'll get a voucher.
Yes.
I'd just ride a dinosaur.
That's true. You got a dino to ride.
Dino riders!
I'm going to guess that, all the kids whose animals got blasted by the Stegosaurus don't want to come along.
Yeah, like I say, there's the one punk girl that seems to just kind of stare daggers at Rob's character the whole time. Little girl, she seems kind of interested, but she seems particularly leery of your character, Rodrigo, most of all. So she doesn't necessarily seem to want to travel with the rest of these guys. And in fact, none of these others seem to really interested in grouping up all that much. But so they all kind of just scatter off their own ways.
Seriously, you guys don't have bicycles?
I ride a dinosaur.
All right, one of you can ride on my handlebars. Let's go.
Excellent. Onwards, Gopher.
Critical Hit is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC, and is produced and edited by me, Stephen Schleicher. If you have thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, drop us an email at podcast@majorspoilers.com. If you want to discuss Critical Hit with other Critical Hit fans, be sure to join the Major Spoilers Discord. You can join it for free. There's a link in the show notes. Get into that Critical Hit channel. Talk to your heart's content. If you're looking for character sheets, you've got those too. Point your browser to patreon.com/Major Spoilers.
This podcast is copyright 2025 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.